Hey guys, crew of Blindway back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
And we are back with Haikyuu, where Hinata did an infiltration mission to Shiratorizawa, sort of camp of first years, where he is going to be the ball boy because he was not invited. Unlike Suki, who was.
Yes. Tsukishima is already better for it because it's shown the team another side to him. The side that loses control.
And Kageyama was invited to play to a camp with the best of Japan.
At the National Youth Training Camp in Tokyo, I assume.
I assume as well. Where he's gonna get to play with the best of the best.
And they have like instant replay screens and the floor is not made out of wood. And
not hardwood. It might still be wood, but
is it like, do you suppose it's like that spongy material or something?
No idea. Don't know anything about volleyball courts.
Volleyball courts. Clay, maybe.
I think that's tennis. But maybe. They could be playing beach volleyball.
Oh, man, I'll be honest. I'd rather take a dive on hardwood every day of the week rather than sand.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sand, it's like the first time you dive, it may be okay, but the problem is that dive just gets crushed into all the rest of them. Oh, it's like, road rash after a while. Ugh.
All right, well, I want to see if they have what it takes, and I want to see Hinata break that coach's expectations of what's possible.
I want to see Hinata take him apart and grow him into a better person as if he were Toru.
Let's see it.
Taking apart. Forgot how hard it was to have episodes end in this show.
We'll get there.
No! It keeps stopping! I just want to watch the whole thing in just like one big, giant, overwhelming volleyball.
Then you'll be overwhelmed.
Spike.
You've got to take breaks. Got to rest up. That's when you grow, is during the rest.
That's just the freaking... That's just fake from mattress companies. Trying to buy more sleep time.
It's not.
Sleep doesn't work!
What about the nationals?
Old Coach Yukai is sick again.
What?
Old Coach Yukai is sick again.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll probably only show up, right at the end. But it'll be all the sweeter. I'm kind of worried about our coach being so distracted, though. Are they all like that because Hinata's not there?
I think that's probably the biggest thing weighing on his mind.
I know if I were the coach, I'd definitely be thinking, what am I not offering that he needs?
Yeah, like what's best for Hinata? Is it best for him to be around all of these good players but not play volleyball? Or is it better for him to be with his team playing?
Yeah.
So like, what is it that he can do there that gives him something more?
I mean, I'd put a lot of stock into Hinata's gut instinct. If he thinks it's what he needs, or if that's what his instinct is telling him, then like there must be something he's missing at practice, right? Maybe just that unknown factor.
If you're forced out because of an injury or something, and like you just have to observe, then like he can watch other players more closely and like use that information to try later for his stuff.
Maybe what he needs to learn is not from the other players, but from the coach. You know how Washijo, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Washijo, how he can like watch them and point out exactly what their specific flaw is. Mm-hmm. That is a powerful tool. And we've already seen how Kenma uses it to full advantage.
Yeah.
He can just pick out those little tiny mistakes. Mm-hmm. And that's not exactly one of Hinata's strengths.
True. No, that's useful to him.
And that's something he can do from the outside. That's something he can learn by listening to the coach. I think that might be it.
Could be. That makes a lot of sense. It gets him that ability during games, but also like all of these people are going to be his opponents at some point again. So like he can know their weaknesses ahead of time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one thing when you're practicing with your own team and you guys, you're all, they're made to know each other's weaknesses so you can all make up for it. Like, Nishinoya is probably going to be more careful, like, about making sure that he can block for certain people. When Suki's up there, like, they're great, front blocker. He's okay. They play together differently depending on who's on the court.
Sure.
So being able to learn that information without having to be told it would be a huge improvement.
Yeah, I agree. Just developing that court vision as well. Not just being laser focused on the ball and like where the opening is for you to hit it, but having situational awareness.
Yeah. Seeing the full game and not just the one impact. Mm-hmm. And that's something that a lot of the others might take for granted because they've been playing for so long. I mean, Hinata's been watching for a long time, but I think he's been so caught up with wanting to play, he hasn't really he hasn't really put a lot of time into critiquing others' play. Exactly. He's
looking through a pinhole.
Yeah. Even with Kageyama, when he called out Kageyama like a couple seasons ago, when Kageyama was playing it safe and such, it's like I get the feeling that was a big thing because it was very unusual for him to pick up on that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he did it so quickly and such was pretty impressive. And Kageyama's a great setter, and they're so in tuned that he would be able to see that sort of stuff with Kageyama, but I don't think he'd be able to see that stuff with any of the rest. So he needs to be able to expand that connection.
Agreed.
He needs to learn coach skills.
No Kageyama stuff this time.
Yeah, which is also what I said might happen. Where he'll just come in like Gandalf.
I don't know. We will see. You ready to get to the next one? Guess not.
What did you think about the 3 different versions of the lectures?
Oh. No. I just especially loved the one random teacher just like sitting outside watching while the advisor gives him this philosophical point.
Yeah, it's like he asks him this question. It's like, is that all? And that's all. And then, like, you could tell Hinata leaves and he's like struggling like with a sense of self and everything. It's like, oh.
But no, it was more funny seeing the ancillary people's reactions to the ones giving the lectures than the actual lectures themselves or their lessons.
Exactly. And like when Daichi was giving his lecture and such, having Suga and was it Tanaka or Asahi?
Asahi was laughing.
Yeah, it was like you got in trouble with your parents. And it's like one's being the bad guy and the other one's like just no help at all.
Yeah.
And of course, it was fun also seeing the other players' reactions to Hinata being there and not being one of the players.
Yeah.
Because it's got to make them question their own like prioritization and the way they've been coached and such.
Maybe.
Because I mean, if you've been learning under a teacher who's been telling you through his actions, through everything, that inborn talent is more important and like height and just what you're born with is more important than what your drive is or what you want to do or how hard you work at something, then they might just take that for granted and Hinata blows that out of the water.
Maybe. Like, I never really saw that philosophy in any of those players for Shiratorizawa. Really. But like,
I mean, I feel like if I saw someone that I knew that I fought against, like if I saw someone I fought against, like Ushiwaka saw with Hinata, and Ushiwaka lost to him, basically, and saw him being passed over as a method of bringing up everybody, it would make me question whoever made that decision.
I mean, maybe, but it is a team sport, and like, yes, Hinata did well, but he does have a lot of flaws. And, like, if you can only pick so many people, like, he's maybe not the one that you pick.
I mean, this wasn't for the National Youth Training Camp. This was to the old coach was wanting to basically bring up the level of players for everybody in that prefecture.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing. Like, there's only so many slots, and you have to make choices. So,
Yeah,
like,
it's just really, 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 because like you're wanting to look at people with the people that have the most potential with the least of it realized, right? Because you can make the biggest difference with those people.
Sure.
Because it doesn't have to be the people that already have like if they have a great deal of potential and they're already living up to like 3/4 of it, you can only improve them like a little bit more.
But Suki falls into that as well, I think. Like, he's only really started to get a drive to want to do this. So, like, he is nowhere near his potential either.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, if you can only pick one, I don't think it's wrong to pick Suki over Hinata necessarily. But yeah, I mean, the coach definitely doesn't think he can do anything because of his height. And that will someday be proven wrong. We'll see if it's next time.
I mean, if Hinata learns from the coach, maybe the coach learns from Hinata finally.
We'll see. Thanks, guys, for watching our reaction to Haikyuu. We will see you hopefully next week, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button so that you can see it as it comes along, or you can head over to patreon.com/blindwave, help support the channel, and get some rewards, like early access or watching along with us full length. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.